Hey, IDS 302. Welcome to video 3.2. I've been busy today, but I had on my to do this video and then I just forgot. And here it is, 3:15. I want to get going because I've been promising you shorter videos, so let's do this. But I do want to talk about a couple of things. I always want to point out some research things for you in this course that are real world or that apply some of the concepts and knowledge we're working on here. Um, I thought of I saw I think it was Malcolm Nance, who was a Navy guy, doing some commentating, and he mentioned a term that it's been introduced about 10, 20 years ago, maybe 20 years ago, called intersectionality. When we consider all these things that intersect, and I think if you look at it and think about it, intersectionality is another way of saying integrating. It's just a different form of the integration. It's when things intersect, whether that means economics, race, politics, what have you, okay? There's an intersectionality that we have been that's been used now in the world that we live in as a type of a concept. Just think about, a little over a year ago, no one knew what the heck a mask was. No one, we didn't talk about social distancing. We didn't, I mean, so as we advance, so does in different areas, so does our verbiage that becomes the colloquialisms. The, I have a link. I'm going to include three links in this video and this announcement. And one of these is from ASU. And let me see, I just show this to you quick and then I'll read what I'm thinking is important. That says what COVID-19 means to the future of scholarly research. Again, I can't remember if that you see it backwards or not, but it's what does COVID-19 means for the future of scholarly research, okay? And 10 researchers from across disciplines at ASU, remember that it's cross disciplines. They're not integrating, so what are they? So it's multidisciplinary. Uh, they are at ASU, they're talking about how the pandemic will affect their work in their fields going forward. Because what is research again? It's being additive to the field. It's whether an eyedropper to the ocean of knowledge in their field, right? So there's 10 separate, I see agribusiness, social work, indigenous studies, supply chain, ecology, tourism, education, consumer behavior, urban climate, environment, and that's it. But I think there's something for everybody. And they're talking about the research that's coming that they feel when the pandemic ends 3, 5, 10 years down the road, right? There's some important research projects. And remember that, again, it's adding something new. So some of the questions you're going to see are, it's like how did COVID change, education? How did, there's research to uncover things, compare, correlate, maybe with testing from before the pandemic, et cetera. It's a very interesting consideration about scholarly research, and I want to bring that to your attention. Then there's another one that just kind of interested me. Um, Scientists might have stumbled on a new kind of physics. Interesting, eh? I think the thing about it I wanted to point out is that, if we were having this class 500 years ago, probably, we'd be talking about a flat Earth, or we'd be talking about the Earth being in the center of the universe. We'd be talking about the sun going around the Earth, things like that. Those were facts back then, okay? And as we've moving forward as a civilization in terms of science and discovery and advancement, those are not facts anymore. Those are like woo hoo hoo, flat Earth society. So here, scientists might have stumbled on a new kind of physics. Is an interesting conceptual idea about advancing science in ways now, because obviously we don't know everything that we know, but we also don't know what we don't know. So some of this terminology is over my head, but it's interesting topic and to compare it to facts and what we consider facts, which is a dubious subject, honestly, because when it comes to research, there's my one yawn. I'm sorry, boy. When it comes to research and having proof, it's more like evidence. There's evidence of certain things. It's not proof, really. Okay. All right, and thirdly, there is a actual research paper. I was just stumbling on things, going down a rabbit hole. You know what I'm saying? And this one struck me because, well, it's from the National Library of Medicine, and this is a real research paper. I just want to show you kind of how it looks here. It's like, oh man, I thought it was my coffee. I mean, it's a real. I mean, it's just a abstract of the paper. You got to be able to log in to see the paper. We're not doing abstracts, but the abstract is very helpful here to see what they were doing. And one of the passages caught my eye because as I get into this, when we get into step 5, or as we get into your whole research and you think about research generally, there's a great, and I've told people this in my class, that you'll find this very often in research papers, how they wrap it up, how do they end it? So here's a passage towards the end. In conclusion, there is now sufficient scientific evidence to understand the physiological impact of carbonated beverages on the gastrointestinal system while providing a basis for further investigation on the related pathophysiological aspects. Now, here's the key. Listen to this. However, more studies are needed, particularly intervention trials, to support any claim on the possible beneficial effects of carbonated beverages on the gastrointestinal system and clarify how they affect digestion. Here we go again. More epidemiological and mechanistic studies are also needed to evaluate the possible drawbacks of their consumption in terms of risk of tooth erosion and gastric distress. Bam. Now, of course, we're not getting into that, but what I'm trying to get across here is when you wrap up your paper at the end, what you'll see in a lot of these research is they tag off. They're humble, they know what they found, they know what should come next. They advise like more studies are needed to find out this. You know, there's how more studies are needed. More also are needed to do this. Okay, it's how research tags off to the next. You know, in the uh, well, I was looking at the royal family's tree of whatever it is. Like, oh, but okay, Easter egg number 1. Remember the overarching question. Okay, for your paper, the overarching question is what are some of the opinions, perceptions, and experiences regarding blank revealed in a survey of random adults? I know I've said that and written it down 100 times now in this class, and that's good because I want you to remember what are some of the opinions, perceptions, and experiences regarding blank revealed in the survey of random adults. Because what it does is it informs you that you're going to get your data from random adults. You're not getting your data from random physical fitness trainers. You're not getting it from random ASU students. You're not getting it from random women under 30. You are getting your data from random adults. And whatever topic you have, okay, also you're not getting your data from statistics compiled from 1980 to 2020. You're not getting, see, you get my point. You're getting it from random adults. So as you go through this research, you should be thinking about, you know, the goal here is to acquire a snapshot of first time. I mean, this is your survey, your questions, this topic, this snapshot of these people. It's not been done before. So what it is you're fulfilling that requirement of research to come up with something original. Okay, you're not just using old statistics and then taking on the challenge, the responsibility of discovering something new. I wouldn't put that on you. None of us are credentialed to even have that, you know, being something that would be, I mean, yes, there's exceptions, but you know what I'm saying, okay? I mean, if you were at a concentration of meteorology and, you know, you're going to do your research on, you know, how has Phoenix gotten hotter or not over the last, no, because you're not adding anything. You're just looking at statistics and you're just putting them in a different pile. That's not what we're doing here. You have to come up with original data, and to fulfill that requirement in such a short time, we're using random adults, survey random adults, quantitative. So it's really compact, it's really tight, but you fulfill that responsibility and requirement of getting data. So as you move through and you're looking at sustainability, for example, you're not going to look at sustainability research that came before you in terms of, you know, real industrial type of research, you're going to look at research that resonates with random adults, with consumers, with however, and you're going to move in that direction. That's why I want you to remember that overarching question. Okay. Quiz review from quiz 2. I had a why not quiz 4, quiz 2. Here we go. Okay, so taking a quick look at this, there were a couple of questions, I guess, that were challenging to some folks, and I'm just going to pick a random quiz here and look at some of these questions just to make sure that we're on the same page here. I didn't pick on anybody in particular. I'm not going to mention that. Question 1, plural disciplinary studies. We never talked about that, obviously. Okay, so that one. Question 2, the cross-disciplinary, right? It's the physics of music, the politics of literature, cross-disciplinary. Number 3, okay, integration, you got to know that, interdisciplinarity. Okay, so Marcus Tanner shares the definitions of interdisciplinarity put forth by scholars. He does it with Julianne Klein, William Repko, and Bill Newell and Alan Repko. There's no Ferris. I did that for Ferris Bueller's Day Off. So that was the answer. Tanner also writes that one of the greatest polymaths of all time, I think I said this on the videos, to remember Leonardo da Vinci. Leonardo da Vinci. So that's the one. He's a polymath. He was a polymath. Thinking about theories, he talked about systemic theories, learning theories, grand theories, nothing about narrative theories. I don't think there is such a thing. An example of a grand theory is critical theory. You can kind of apply that to almost anything, okay? Then structuralism, Marxism, okay, structuralism there. It's just a part of the text. Which of the following is not an important characteristic of interdisciplinarian? Interdisciplinarian is not always attached to the outcome. Okay, that's what it is. We're not always attached. So the answer about what is not an important thing is always attached to the outcome. We're not. Our goal is to analyze complex issues, okay? Now that may go against what I said to you now is like random adult, oh, forget it. Question 11, critical thinking. Okay, I'm getting through. Okay, Do You See What I See is by Petrie. And that is such an iconic work for the field. I want you to remember that, okay? Keep going here. I'm not. Interdisciplinarians are integrative learners. If you didn't get that one right, well, you're missing out on some of the things. Keep going. Multidisciplinary is not additive, but it is integrative. Okay, so it doesn't integrate. Disciplinarian is someone who thinks about outside the box. No, an interdisciplinarian thinks outside the box. Disciplinarians are in the box, right? Transdisciplinary going beyond. When one becomes passionate about a topic, integration is less likely to happen. That is false. Now, people might be able to make an argument for that being true, but I think when we say passionate about a topic, we're not saying blinders. If you had blinders on a topic, yes, integration is less likely to happen. But if you become passionate about a topic, I mean, for example, I get this in my evaluation all the time. He's so passionate about IDS. He really is passionate about the work. Yes, I'm passionate about the work. Integration is more likely to happen when you're passionate about the work, okay? Because you're willing to get outside that box. You're passionate about it. I want to know everything about this. I don't want to just know this. Okay, I'm going to become a painter. I want to know everything about painting. I want to know the history of painting. I want to know the different mediums of painting. I want to know the different styles of painting. I want to know the political aspects of painting. I want to know art history. I mean, your passion then is going to make integration more likely, right? So, okay, the world does not need specialists and disciplines. Of course it does. That's false. Of course it does. All right. Keep going here real quick. These are pretty straightforward. If anybody has any questions, just let me know, okay? But I wanted to go through that real quick. By the way, a little about the next quiz 3 that you got to do by Sunday. I think only one person has 100% right now, meaning 25 out of 25. 5 questions, multiple choice on the IRB. So I guess it's a trickier quiz than I thought. There's only one 100. There were more hundreds out of 60. There are more 60 out of 60 in this one. Okay, so the learning materials, here's a reminder. Oh, no, I'm not even at the thing yet. Do your readings, 8, 11. Pick one that's due on the 27th. Quiz is due on the 28th. Easter egg number 2, remember your data will come from random adults. Okay, that's Easter egg number 2. Remember your data will come from random adults. Okay, Tanner's 5 steps. Start in step 5 this week, okay? I didn't say anybody turn it in yet, all right? I might have to go over my 20 minutes, but we're getting there, okay? Because next time I want to talk about formatting like I have to talk to now. Again, I would like you to take a look at the sample that is posted in let's see, module 3, learning materials. It's not there, so it is, the sample is in the submission page for the assignment. So if you go all the way to where the assignment detailed Tanner step 1, there's a sample step 1 and a sample final paper. Don't get those two mixed up, okay, because the final paper is too much. Sample step 1, but you can see how it fits into an entire paper. Be very careful. Like I said, with the sample, it's important, get rid of this. It's important that you follow the structure of it, okay? It's like you're building a house in a subdivision. And a lot of them look the same, have the same kind of architect and blah, blah, blah. But they're not exactly the same. They're not same inside, but they probably have the same structure, the same builder, right? So this is what I want you to do. I want you to look at this. Now, step 1 is the cheapest step. I mean, it's the one that's only 50 points and it's least, it's only, this person has, the sample is 3 pages, including the works cited, calls them references. I prefer works cited. That's 1 page and the other rest of it's 2 pages. Notice the name and the topic are in the running head. Tanner step 1's a heading, statement of problem. She goes through this, uses sources, peer-reviewed sources, okay? If you come into these papers and are just going to tell me everything you got about sustainability, but you don't cite anybody, it's not going to end well, okay? Purpose of the study. Okay, notice how she wrote this. There's going to be a lot of generic things here that are kind of like when you see journalism, it's like, they always tell you who, what, where, when, why, how, whatever, man bites dog, dog bites man. It's a format. Same with research. Okay, the purpose of the study is to gain insight into some of the opinions, perceptions, and experiences regarding the impact that employer education system programs have on student debt revealed in a survey of random adults. I like that. Okay, she took that overarching question, didn't change it for the overarching question, but used it to inform her on the purpose of this study. That is really damn good, by the way. Excuse me, I don't mean to swear. Talks about that. Can't copy it word for word because you're going to go through a plagiarism thing, but this is what I'm talking about, creativity, originality. Be there, you got it. Significance of the study, don't overpromise, okay? Do not say the significance of this study is to find out how to stop climate change. Do not overpromise. Do not overpromise. The significance of your study is, what I've been talking about. You're going to provide the snapshot. Why? Think about it, okay? Without overpromising. Then you're going to use citations, references. I want you to look clearly at the list that I have. I may copy all this down and put it in this announcement email also. I have a list, the formatting things to remember. I have the 3 subsections for this one, okay? I have the sample, step 1. I have the sample final paper. But now I have a reminder on list of formatting expectations that may be helpful. Word documents only. Do not give me a PDF. Do not give me a pages, okay? I don't think you can anyways. I think I limited that. Times New Roman 12-point font through the whole thing. From your running head down to the last period, it needs to be Times New Roman 12-point font. Do not, after you're done writing it, then just highlight everything and go all the way down and make sure it's all the same font. Highlight everything, go down, make sure it's all the same black, okay? I'm serious. Keep it clean. And if it's clean, I will enjoy reading it and you'll get a better grade. Okay, no cover page. I repeat, no cover page. I will ding you 10 points if you put a cover page or an abstract on this. So don't do it. Okay? Don't want to see it. No colors, no color highlights, none of that. Okay? Black. This is all black right now. No pictures, no attachments. Double line spaced all the way through, right through the bottom of the works cited list. It's double line spaced. Paragraphs indented one tab is fine. Keep it consistent. Indent your paragraphs. Remember, no I, me, or my. If you're struggling with that, you let me know. Just think about it as you describing the Super Bowl. Okay? You didn't go to the Super Bowl, you're just describing it. So why would you include yourself in it? Who cares that you're eating guacamole? I want you to describe the Super Bowl to me. Okay? That's what I'm saying. Third person. Okay, no extra line spaces between paragraphs. Between sections, that's fine. Don't try to stretch it out with that, okay? Subsections should be in bold. Okay, in-text citations, APA format. The proper order of in-text citation, parentheses, last name, comma, year, comma, page available, close comma. Then the punctuation. In-text citations come before the punctuation, not after. If they come after, that means you're starting the next sentence with a citation. It doesn't work. Avoid long quotes. 30 words or more is too long. They need to be formatted differently, and the paper is just not long enough to justify 30 or plus word quotes. Okay. Works cited must be alphabetized by last name. Works cited needs to be in hanging paragraph format. If you don't know what that is, Google it or ask me. It's so easy, but if you just think, oh, I'm going to put it in a paragraph, it's wrong. It's a hanging paragraph. That's not a cute way of calling it a paragraph. It's a different kind of thing. The first line sticks out and the other lines stick in. You can't do it manually. It's a very simple process on Word. Figure it out or let me know and I'll help you. Okay. Works cited list must be double line space with no extra line spaces between entries. The line that sticks out tells me where there's a new entry. All in-text citations in the work need to appear in the works cited list. All entries in the works cited list needs to be in the body of the paper. Okay, get that formatting right. You're going to do really well. I guarantee it because it's important. It's important to me. It's important to this. It's important to research. It's important to these papers, and that's just the way it is. Okay, all right. Nobody just writes, a real, takes a notebook and starts writing by hand, the research paper. And by the way, I've been practicing my penmanship. It's so bad, but I love to print. I'm left-handed. That's the problem. Lefties, we suck at writing. Well, I do, I should say. So if you have any questions, remember to ask, okay? I can't wait to start seeing these. I think it's the best preparation I've given my class. So I'm looking forward to you, surpassing what I'm used to. So remember the things that I've said. They're going to be important in terms of this research. Do not try to reinvent the wheel, okay? Follow the structure, follow the format. Remember, we're doing crawling research. We're not doing eighth grade or high school research. We're not doing grad school, post-grad research. We're doing research at an undergrad level, entry level, when you have to crawl before you can walk, before you can jog, before you can run, before you can sprint, right? So the importance of your work, over promising, is not going to get you a better grade. I'm not going to say, oh man, the students, they're going to cure cancer in this class. I'm giving them an A. No, I wish you could. Like I said, I'd nominate you for a Nobel Prize. I don't think I have a nomination problem, but power. Okay, that's it. Easter egg number 3, formatting counts. Okay, by how much? You'll see on next week. In the meantime, keep it under 25 minutes here. That's it. I'm going to emphasize again. Let me know if you have issues. We set up a call. Boom, we get through it and you're well on your way. I mean, do I sound desperate for social contact? Maybe. Okay. But I'm also desperate to have my students do their best work the first time. Okay. And now I'm going to snort some eucalyptus and you guys have a great day. Forks up. Peace.